Hey y'all, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora and on today's video we are playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley. Today we will be creating a design for the new fairy Bloss-Home that we just got in the premium shop. I will be building in the forest at Valor just like we did the other day for Rapunzel's home. I think I want to go for a very similar color palette and almost a similar sort of look for this build like we did with Rapunzel. So a lot of like open grass areas and lots of flowers. I really just want my entire forest to have almost like this enchanted sort of look to it. So I think we're going to do that and then obviously add some glow and fairy core elements. Anyways, as we get started today, I'd appreciate if you hit that like, subscribe, and notify button. If you want to see more content like this in the future, it really does help me out. I really want this build to be more overgrown than my Rapunzel build, so I don't want every location obviously looking and feeling the same. So I think going for like a curved roadway and then having a bunch of trees lining it is going to be the best way to go about this. For the curved roadway, I'm going to be using the vine lamp, and this is inspired by my lovely friend Elle. Elle makes some of the most beautiful Disney Dreamlight Valley builds I think I have ever seen. I will have her channel linked in the video's description. Trust me, you will not regret this. Definitely go check her out. So I think I'm going to use a Dreamlight tree framing in the fairy Bloss-Home, and then I'll use some ancient flowering trees in the background just to capture some more florals obviously into the build. I really want this to feel framed in like it's tucked in the woods sort of, so that is my overall goal. To make my item limit go further, instead of lining the whole entire pathway with the little rock items that you see me using pretty often on my channel, we're going to do a mixture of flowers, bushes, and ferns. This is going to make it feel a little bit more lush and overgrown than obviously how we did it over there on my Rapunzel build. So hopefully I achieved this because it's going to be really difficult to hide these harsh edges. I also went ahead and added some white fencing in just to kind of break up all the green and colors I will be using throughout this build. Plus I really want this to feel a little bit more structured in a way than my Rapunzel build, mostly because I plan on adding the other fairy garden like house over here, and it's like this gorgeous mushroom styled home. So I think having both fairy core styled homes in one location would be really nice. I also have my Beauty and the Beast castle in this same biome, so I think I'm going to do that where my bridge is, or at least some other location in my forest. Like I said, I really want my whole entire forest to be very enchanted and fairy tale inspired, so hopefully I'll be able to capture that in every single build that I create for the Forest of Valor. I'm gonna go ahead and extend this dirt path out just a little bit. My plan is to eventually connect this over to where our Rapunzel build is, and then I want to do almost like a little cul-de-sac area to divide both of the areas up. I'm also going to be using the beach grass again today, so if you're new to my channel, I told you in the last few videos I have an obsession with the beach grass, and trust me, I love to use it. And the reason why I love using the beach grass so much is because it helps give you almost like an overgrown effect with your builds, and it's a great way to fill a build in too if you're not wanting to use too many items. The great thing also with the beach grass, if you use the longer option, you can actually place items inside of it like barrels and the butterfly flower. So that's another reason why I love using it, because you can just really capture the overgrown look of a build so well with it. Next, after placing the beach grass, I went ahead and moved over the Beauty and the Beast greenhouse. You can actually get this by completing friendship quests with Beast. I thought it looked really cute with our build because obviously the fairy Bloss-Home has a bunch of flowers on it and the greenhouse just really complements it, and I love that it has even more string lights on it. For the next stage of my build, I'm going to be accenting with some of these amazing glowy flowers that you get from the DLC. Originally, I was going to use all the colors that were available to me, but I decided on green and pink instead because I just thought it looked more girly and complemented the house better. But of course, if you want to use all the colors, I think they would work perfectly fine because those colors are also in the fairy Bloss-Home too. I also left a very small space behind the fairy Bloss-Home so I could place a couple of bushes and trees just to fill in the background a little bit more. If you are somebody struggling with your item limit, I would suggest pushing this all the way back to the edge of your map. Do not leave a few squares behind the home. That way you're using less towards your item limit. Now that I have the main base pretty much done, I'm gonna go ahead and start start detailing our dirt path. I'm gonna add some more flowers around the surrounding areas. Again, I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit more minimalistic than my Rapunzel build and other builds you've seen on my channel, just because I am trying to make my item limit go as far as possible. For the next stage of my build, I ended up placing a little wishing well over by that flowering tree, which I didn't hate, but instead I settled for a little blanket sitting area instead. This also added a little bit more pink to the build. It broke up some of the beach grass and it had a really nice glow to it too. The blanket I will be using is from the Beauty and the Beast collection. It is absolutely stunning and I just think it would be a great fit for this build. But before I place it, I am going to detail over here by the dirt path just a little bit more. Now that I got our blanket placed, I'm going to go ahead and add some more details around our dirt path just to fill in the location a little bit better. But as you can see, placing that blanket just made me use less of the beach grass. It added a nice little pop of color. I'm really excited with how illuminated and colorful today's build is turning out. We're pretty much done besides adding some final details. There was one thing that I added into this build, but I forgot to get footage of it. But I decided to use the dropped flowers that you get from finding Rapunzel in the tangle as little accents on my dirt path. A lot of people were complaining that they sparkle and couldn't decorate with them, but I think the sparkles are absolutely perfect for a fairy core like build. I just think it added such a magical touch to it. So as I finish getting these last final details done, you're gonna notice some shots that I got with those flowers added onto the pathway, and I just think they were so perfect for the build today. I also noticed through my decorating process with these flowers, they won't sparkle if you're far away from the build or looking at it from a certain angle. I personally feel like they were definitely worth using in today's build, and I hope it brought you some Disney Dreamlight Valley inspiration. Before today's video ends, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me as a creator. Just your support in general means the world to me. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.